Hello and welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. I want to talk to you about Marvel, Hollywood, China, things like that. And essentially Marvel, Kevin Feige, admitting that they are kowtowing to China. This is nothing new. They have filmed additional endings, alternate endings, which cater just for China. It was only released in China. And they see that as good. Absolutely fine, no worries. We know that Disney likes to kowtow to China. They filmed in the Xinjiang province, right next to Uyghur internment camps, basically. Pretty horrendous stuff, which has now been condemned right across the majority of governments across the world. So again, not like a revelation. This isn't me speaking out of turn. It's been publicly acknowledged. And Disney put special thanks at the end of Mulan for that situation and things like this. So it's nothing new, but I just thought we'd dive into it and really discuss it, I guess, and just reveal how much Marvel is concerned with China, because it's quite extensive, quite frankly. So I thought we'd dive into this today, ladies and gents. If you're new here, please do hit the subscribe button if you enjoy this video. YouTube. And this goes to current subscribers as well. YouTube is sandboxing channels. You would hear it from numerous channels now. They have changed where they put channels. They're hiding certain channels. Algorithmic change. Very strange. So videos are being shown to millions less people, which obviously gets the potential chance of a channel being out there a lot less. So please do hit subscribe. Returning subscribers, check your notifications are on. And if you don't get notified, head on over to my Twitter at Mr. H Reviews, because you can get notifications on Twitter and I share videos there. So that out of the way, these articles are linked down below. Please do follow along with me, and also linked down below is my second channel, because I really like cars and I'm rebuilding a Group A rally homologation car called a Nissan Pulsar GTI-R, or the Baby GTR. It's a hatchback Skyline, basically. It's pretty cool. There's only 14,000 ever made. Pretty rad, and I'm rebuilding one on that channel. Check it out. Subscribe. That's in the description box. But let's dive into it. So, all of these comments were made in an interview with Men's Health, right? Now, there's some other elements here on these articles that not massively relevant. Like you can see here, Kevin Feige says comic book popularity is not a factor in movie and TV adaptations. I mean, that's bollocks anyway. Like we all know that that's nonsense. Like, of course they are a factor. Why are they a factor? Because you're a business. Of course. You know, like, what do you want about? Of course they're a factor. You want to make popular things because you want to make money. And Kevin Feige is a good PR man, but I do feel he's slipping. I feel he is slipping, and with that, the mask is slipping as well, and you can see it. You can absolutely see it. So, I don't want to get too into his comic book, movie selection questions and things like that, but I want to get into what he said specifically about Shang Chi. So, in an interview with Men's Health, Feige spoke about the upcoming Shang Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings film, right? Now, he said, he referenced X-Men, Blade films, and things like that as a reference point to movies that were made and whether they're popular and things like that. And he said that sort of proved early on that it wasn't about how famous the character was, but how great their potential was for becoming a cool movie or series of movies, which is then what leads on to Shang-Chi, where he says, and Shang-Chi has had that potential for so long. It's like, okay, so why didn't you choose it then? Why are you only doing it now? So according to the Men's Health writer, Evan Romano, Feige also explained the reason why Shang-Chi did not show up in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, despite being on their list for a long time, is allegedly because there was limited space to fit in characters needed during the lead up to Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. That's a lie. It's a straight up lie. Why do we know it's a lie? Because you made Captain Marvel someone who was not involved in the Infinity War at all. And you could say, yeah, she showed up at the end. And did what? Hardly the And this is why, again, the mask is slipping. The lies are there, all free for everyone to see. You know, what was he saying? You must go and see it. She's so important. You must see Captain Marvel before Endgame. People went out and watched it, and then they watched Endgame. They're like, why did I need to watch that? Why? Literally, why? Now, Feige would state this, though. Once we finished what we call now the Infinity Saga, we rolled up our sleeves and said, okay, what's next? What are we going to kick off the next sort of evolution of the MCU post our first big saga? And that's why Shang Chi was at the very top of that list. Interesting. Now, not only that, but Romano would add, and because Shang Chi is a fairly obscure character, the studio can rewrite and modernise his story in ways that would be far less noticeable than updating more widely known stories like those of Captain America, Spider-Man, or the Incredible Hulk. Now, Feige would also indicate Shang-Chi received top billing. Why? Because he appeals to China. Can we stop kowtowing to a communist regime? Like, please. It's not right-wing to say that we shouldn't be working with communists that, you know, persecute their people. Like, come on. He states, it's about having a foot in both worlds, in the North American world and in China. And Simu fits that quite well. So there you go, from the horse's mouth himself. Basically, we want to appeal to China. But it's all a straight up lie. Why? Because Variety, at the end of April, Feige addressed the race and gender swaps in the upcoming film and revealed the diversity in the film. This is to do with Eternals. Diversity in the film is the reason why it was placed at the top of Marvel's priority list. I thought you were prioritising things that were good. What? Well, the notion of switching up the genders, sexualities and ethnicities of the characters from the comics was baked in initially. That was part of what Nate Moore was really advocating for in moving Eternals to the top of the list for us to start working on. Good PR, dude. Good PR. But anyway, here's the other thing. Here's yet more evidence of the thing that we all know anyway. Like I say, it's like a duh moment, but we all know it. So this is to do with the Ancient One, right? And there's so many lies here, just being spun. Like a web of lies. A tapestry of lies. So in a recent interview with Men's Health, again the same one, about the upcoming Shang-Chi and Legends of the Ten Rings film, Feige discussed the casting of Tilda Swinton as the Ancient One in Doctor Strange. Men's Health writer Evan Romano claims Feige expressed regret when he stated, "We thought we were being so smart and so cutting edge," in reference to Swinton's casting. Why? Because you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, basically. You can't please anyone, and this is what they were trying to do. Feige went on to say, "We're not going to do the cliche of the wizened, old, wise Asian man." Why? They exist. Why wouldn't you do it? But it was a wake-up call to say, well, wait a minute, is there any other way around? Is there any other way to figure it out? Is there any other way to both not fall into the cliche and cast an Asian actor? And the answer to that, of course, is yes. So you whitewashed him, and now you regret it because you're trying to kowtow to China, which is revealed here. Because it was all based around China, and this is the thing. Their decisions that they make have long been all about China. So the writer, right, Robert Cargill, would say this. The thing about the Ancient One is it is Marvel's Kobayashi Maru. There is no other character in Marvel history that is such a cultural landmine that is absolutely unwinnable. I've been reading a bunch of people talking about it, and the really frustrating thing about it this week is that most of the people who have thoughts on it haven't thought it all the way through, and they go, why didn't they just do this? And it's like, I could tell you why. I could tell you why every single decision that involves the Ancient One is a bad one, and just like the Kobayashi Maru, it all comes down on which way you're willing to lose. All about China. He went on to detail that if Marvel recognised the Ancient One as being from Tibet, as he is in the comics, you risk alienating China. The Ancient One was a racist stereotype who comes from a region of the world that is in a very weird political place. He originates from Tibet, so if you acknowledge that Tibet is a place and that he's Tibetan, you risk alienating 1 billion people who think that that's bullshit. Oh, heavens, we wouldn't want to alienate them now, would we? Oh my god. He elaborated, and risk the Chinese government going, hey, you know, one of the biggest film watching countries in the world, we're not going to show your movie because you decided to get political. It's all about China, guys. We should call it the MCU, Marvel China Universe. Cargill even discussed the idea of potential casting Michelle Yeoh. If we decide to go the other way and cater to China in particular to have him be in Tibet, the thing that makes me pull my hair out is some people are like, why not cast Michelle Yeoh? Well, first of all, Michelle Yeoh is awesome, and I would love to make a film with Michelle Yeoh. If you're telling me that you think it's a good idea to cast a Chinese actress as a Tibetan character, you're out of your damn fool mind and have no idea what the F you're talking about. The levels of cultural sensitivity around this thing is that everybody is staking out their one particular place and not realising that every single thing here is a losing proposition. We could pretend the Ancient One doesn't exist, and then we are just eradicating one of the main characters from the story to not just deal with race. Yeah, but you are choosing politically, aren't you, to side with China? And this is the thing, ladies and gents. It is the MCU. It's the Marvel China Universe. They're doing everything to not get banned in China. Disney. Like, just so many things have been going on. So many things. You have the likes of Cara Dune, actress Gina Carano, making what people deem to be abhorrent statements. Disney deemed to be abhorrent statements, right? About non-persecution. You then had the Mulan actress going and supporting the police in Hong Kong against the Hong Kong protest of basically democracy and freedom. One was fired, one wasn't. One wasn't reprimanded at all. I mean, it says a lot. It says a lot. So, ladies and gents, please do keep drinking up your Marvel China universe. I'm sure they will be oh so pleased for your money. But let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. If you're new here, please do hit subscribe. Like I said at the start, I'd love to have you. If you lasted this long, you clearly enjoyed the video to some extent. So I would love it if you would subscribe and show me you like the video by actually giving it a thumbs up, because YouTube is removing likes at the moment, even though they like likes at the moment. Weird that they're doing it on selective channels, isn't it? So give YouTube the big old whilst giving it a like. Thank you so much. Take care.